Former NFL quarterback Chris Sims on the Browns' decision-making versus the 49ers.
So, 10-8 in the third quarter, and they're on their own 30-yard line, their own 33, and they go for it, down 2, with them and the Houston Texans being clearly the two best defenses in football. And you give the Niners the short field and go, hey, score the game so you can just kind of put us out of our misery and make it an unreachable thing for us because we're not capable of scoring twice on a touchdown and a field goal. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand that. The analytics said go for it with a crappy Browns offense that against a 49ers defense that will all out, something like that, and go in and not going to let you run the ball up the middle and do any of that. That was what we were going to do. The analytics said to do that on your own 32-yard line. I don't understand that. To me, the game said field goal, defensive struggle. Don't be afraid to punt the ball and let Brock Purdy be it down on that end, and maybe Myles Garrett gets a strip sack or somebody tips a pass or somebody makes a play. Just an absolute pitiful decision by Kevin Stefanski. You can't win the game there, but you can lose it,
and they did.
And they lost it right there.
Let's welcome in Spencer German, 92.3 The Fan, Locked On Browns podcast. Spencer, I know you kind of addressed the gambles. And again, I get the thought that, well, the punt coverage team was pretty bad too because that gave them a short field. But, man, it's like Paul DePodesta's phoning in these analytics from his job with the Rockies.
Yeah, I know Chris Sims has always been a big anti-analytics guy for what it's worth, so I'm not surprised by that. Honestly, I don't know, like I don't have the analytics chart in front of me, but I don't think that the analytics would have told Kevin Stefanski really to go for that play, 4th and 1 from your own 33. I think the one when you're down at the 49ers 20 maybe is a different story, but I think that second one probably not a situation that you normally would go for it based on the analytics, especially in a 2-point game. But like I think this has always been one of my biggest gripes with Kevin Stefanski at times is that I think sometimes he lacks like a feel for certain moments in games or certain like just the identity of his team at times, and that's what I think this one's about. Because I appreciate going for it on 4th down when you have confidence in your team, and his explanation like made sense to me as a coach. Like, hey, we have confidence in our guys, we have confidence in the play that we called. We really liked that play. It didn't work. You fumbled. But I can tell you, like, even watching the tape back, it looked like even if he had handled the snap, I don't know he was getting the first down anyway, because it looked like the 49ers kind of like broke through the line and like almost immediately. So there's that. But I can appreciate a coach having that confidence and wanting to sort of play, or look for a spark within a game for your offense and your team. But when I talk about feel, like he has watched this team for now 12 games this season. And he knows that the offense is not very good. Like, he knows that like they very well could have converted that and then still like gone 3 more plays and then punted anyway because they of how bad this offense is. So it like understanding that and understanding like I get wanting to again provide that spark or maybe trigger a spark for your team offensively, but I don't know that like that was the situation to do that in. I just felt like, especially with how good your defense is, you punt the ball and you say, okay, let's give them a longer field to defend where we and maybe even if they give up any points, maybe it's just a field goal and then it's still a 1-possession game rather than give them a short field and really put our defense back to in a situation where, they have to defend a short field and try to prevent a touchdown. And as much as Kevin Stefanski has highlighted turnovers being so problematic, Joe Flacco got benched because they were turning the ball over too much and giving short fields for the defense to protect. That decision was essentially a turnover. It was essentially, we're giving you the ball at our 33-yard line. You got a bunch of momentum now. See if you can score a touchdown. And they did. So, like, to put the defense at back in a disadvantage like that, I thought was the wrong move. Again, I appreciate that sometimes these calls are tough and you got to make them in the moment. And you want to sort of provide a spark, but he knows this offense. He knows what they've done all season. I didn't understand that, and quite frankly, as I wrote about in my post-game column over at Browns Roundtable, like I felt like this was one that Kevin Stefanski's going to have to wear, and there's been a couple other coaching decisions this year that have been costly and probably been the reason the Browns lost games, And those are all going to sort of accumulate into, when you get to the end of the season, those are the decisions that sometimes come to the forefront when ownerships are deciding, do we want to keep this guy around or not? And if you're being a detriment to the team winning and losing, I think like those things stand out even more. And so this one I think is going to be one that he has to wear till the end of the season, and we'll see what kind of happens from there. But it's a pretty glaring error on his part in my opinion.